Hey gamers, welcome back to the channel where we talk about everything books, movies, TV shows, and music. Today we are going to be jumping into the brand spanking new, like it was released a week and a half ago, Olivia Rodrigo album. I love Olivia Rodrigo. I've been a stan of her music since Driver's License, and I have been a fan of her for like forever. I remember when she was in the Grace American Girl doll movie. And I remember when she was in Bizarre Bark. And yes, I did watch High School Musical, the series, when she was in that. So basically, what I'm saying is I'm an OG. This album has not been out long, but oh boy, has it consumed my thoughts. Let's pull up the cover. It has consumed my thoughts. This wonderful album. This I would consider it a concept album. That might get me in trouble with the music people of the world, but I would consider I would consider this album a concept album, and it sort of like goes over and dives into the whole reaches of her past relationship she just had. And the album being titled "You Seem Pretty Sad for a Girl So in Love." So yeah, today we're gonna get into it. I think part of the reason why this album has really, I've really resonated with it. Number one is because I love Olivia Rodrigo. Number two, a lot of the songs remind me of La La Land, which, if you don't know, is my favorite movie. And number three, I need a prop for this. Where is it? All right, the number three reason why I've been obsessed with this since this album came out is because I just read Twilight, which Olivia Rodrigo has talked about how she loves the movie Twilight in many interviews.
T is for Twilight. Twilight is my favorite movie, especially the first movie. If you pause it, I could like finish what the actor was saying. I think I have it all memorized. Even before I could read.
But I just read Twilight, and there's so many songs in this album that just remind me of Twilight so much. So, yeah. Basically what I'm saying is this album has really been my obsession at the moment because I've been obsessed with Twilight. So, get ready for me to compare a lot of these songs to La La Land and Twilight. Yeah, let's jump into it. I want to go through each of the songs, like on the album, what I like about them, some of my fave lyrics, and then from there we'll talk about my overall thoughts over the album. So yeah, let's get into it. All right, our first song is the titular Drop Dead. So this was her first single on the album, and I listened to it over and 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 over again when the album came out because I was so obsessed with this song. I thought it was so much fun. I saw a TikTok that I reposted that was like, all of the girlies loving Drop Dead are also the girlies that loved Risk when it came out, which is so true because I love Risk. So anyways, I really enjoy this song, and I think this song is a really good beginning song for the album because it's very much like first date coded. Because it's about a crush. See what I did there? Crush. The song's about a crush. So let's pull up the lyrics. So my favorite part of this song is verse 2. Specifically, like, because I've got chewing gum and a bunch of stuff I'd like to know. Like, have you ever been to Japan or taken that Eurostar to France? That part of the song, the way she sings it, just, it's so good. And the way she describes, like, having a crush and how, like, it just, like, overconsumes you is something that's, like, so real. Like, you develop this crush, and then all of a sudden, every single thing you want to think and talk about is this crush. And then, like, the thought of, like, being with that person is so, like, incredibly, like, scary also at the same time, that you're just kind of like, if I was actually with them, I would drop dead, as she says. um yeah, I think I really like this verse just in general, because it's the very, like, it's the way she sings it. It's not so much the lyrics as the way she sings it. I think that is for a lot of this album, is, while I think the lyric, like, her lyrical writing is obviously amazing in this album, but her the maturity of her sound and of the concept of her songs is really what I think is fascinating about this album. So, yeah. All right, next up we have Stupid Song. Um this song is like, it's also, I think that this is a little bit of a side tangent, but it connects. I feel like this album flows super duper nicely. For the most part. It, like, the way she builds her tension and the development of the relationship is so cool, because it kind of sort of, like, everything compounds upon each other. Like, we wouldn't have been able to jump from Drop Dead to You Plus Me Equals a Heart. Like, we would not have been able to jump that far. Even though the songs are both love songs, they can't go right next to each other, because, like, there was not a nice progression with that. I think Stupid Song is a really good progression into songs like Honeybee and Maggots for Brains and stuff like that, because it sort of, like, is that bridge song. It's bridging these feelings of a crush to these feelings of love. Part of the song that really sticks out to me is the chorus. You're a spark in the dark, and my clothes are caught aflame. You should feel how I feel when somebody says your name. Now, this is where we start to get, okay, I should back up. Back up to Drop Dead. Let's go back. Oh, sorry. This is so Twilight coded. First of all, Drop Dead. Home Slice wants nothing. Okay, I should I should back up even more. I have only read the first book of Twilight, but I have seen a lot of clips from the movies. I've never seen the movies. I've just read the first book, and I've seen a lot of clips on the internet. So, if I'm getting plot points wrong from the rest of the books, you can totally yell at me. But I think this idea of, like, the whole title of Drop Dead is just so Twilight coded, because she wants nothing more than to become a vampire, so to basically die. So so, like, that's so Twilight coded. Okay, let's go back to Stupid Song and the chorus. So, how does this connect to Twilight? You should feel how I feel when somebody says your name. The thing that I found so endearing about Twilight was the fact that the two of them, Bella and Edward, very much, they like, they were obsessed with, like, I'm not saying this right. They very much were both like, oh, I think I like you more than you like me, and they're both like, oh, that can't possibly be possible. And so that lyric, you should feel how I feel when somebody says your name, I think that really points that out to me. And the, like, I want you more than any stupid song could ever say, is like, there's so many, like, how do I describe this? There's such like us this like cinematic life or death like images she's bringing up when talking about her newfound love for this guy. I say this guy as if we don't know which guy it is, but I don't feel like calling him out. That seems mean. But like, I'm a car speeding down the boulevard without a brake. That's like very life or death. Or I'm a heart made of wax and I'm melting in the sun. I'm a thread on your shirt and that is coming undone. So good. And also there's just so much like this song just builds up so well. Again with like the sonically, it's such a good album because you start with her like kind of doing like the slow whisper singing and with like New York City never feels so blue, and then to like where she's singing like belting singing the part where I want you more than any stupid song can say, and it's such a good build up to like how her feelings are building. I forget what that thing is called when like when in music when a lyric says something and then you in sonically like do that thing. Olivia Rodrigo does that a lot, especially like the one I can think that comes to mind is in The Cure with the like unraveling. I don't remember what that term is called, but do you catch my drift? I don't think anyone's catching my drift. All right. Anyways, let's let's move on to the next song. All right. Honeybee. Honeybee is definitely one of my favorites on the album. This song makes me so sad. And it's not even like a sad song in nature. Like it's a love song, but it's also ridiculously sad. Um I've got a picture of a honeybee for that one. I thought that was cheeky. This song is very much like about like dreading the what if you and your partner break up. Um and like the idea of like you realizing like if you leave, like I don't know what I'll be able to do. Um, this one is very much a La La Land coded song. I've seen so many edits to this song to La La Land, and that is part of the reason why it's so heartbreaking to me, and it makes me want to sob. It's also just such a beautiful slow song. My favorite part is the refrain when she says, I hope I never see what your face looks like going. A face I swear that I could spend my whole life knowing. Here's to hoping. And it's like, we know, even before you listen to the album, if you were an Olivia Rodrigo fan, you know how this story ends. Like, we know what happened to the two of them, how their relationship ended. We know all that. And so, this song, it is kind of, it goes from like two very poppy love songs to two very poppy love songs after it, like before and after it. And it can kind of seem out of place, but it really doesn't. It really doesn't in the album because it's like this moment where they're both like really falling in love for each other and they just really don't want to lose the other person. Ugh, so good. Love it. I love, 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 love Honeybee. It's love the song. All right, let's move on to Maggots for Brains, which brings me back. I didn't want to put sorry, mic away from my face. I didn't want to put a picture of maggots on the slideshow because when I looked them up, I thought they were disgusting. So I could not do it. Unfortunately, I couldn't commit to the bit. I'm sorry. Um this song is also very Twilight coded. All y'all are gonna be like, Izzy, you said Twilight coded like 20 times in this video. Literally shut up about it. And this is a video about Olivia Rodrigo's new album, not Twilight. But just like every single time I hear one of these songs, I just think about that. Because I just finished the book and I cannot help myself. I think earlier today, I worked early this morning. And I was working with um some other OROD fans, and I decided that we were only gonna listen to the new Olivia Rodrigo album. That, and we would also put on House by Charlie XCX from time to time because duh. And like anytime I would like stand by the music and like listen to it, I would just go to them in the cockpit and they're probably so done with you. Like, I was just like, this song is just so Twilight coded. So that is all I've been thinking about today in preparation for this video while I was taking a nap, while I was at the movie theater, while I was at the gym, while I was eating my Taco Bell. That was all I was thinking about, is the fact that this album is so Twilight coded. Because, okay, I've never read New Moon or seen New Moon, but I know what happens in New Moon. And I know that Edward leaves. And I've just, like, I've seen the edits to the song of Bella in New Moon just being so, like, just, like, wasting away. Because Edward is gone and she tries to kill herself, and yeah, so it's all I think about. My mind is consumed with the thoughts of this album and Twilight and a little bit of La La Land. But yeah, good art. You want good art to make you feel consumed. Okay, my favorite part of this is verse 2, where it says, everything feels moldy like the fruit that's in my fridge, and everything that's funny could to I wish I could tell to him, and sometimes at a low point, I even wish for tragedy, because I know he'd come over and take real good care of me. I mean, Bella literally tries to kill herself so that Edward will come back and save her, and she can become a vampire. Like, are we joking? And also, this is so, like, I've never been in a relationship before. PSA. So take that all with a grain of salt. But, like, I feel like when things, like, when you become obsessed with things, for example, like me being obsessed with this album and Twilight, it's all you can think about and you just want to point it out at any moment. And so even though this is about a relationship, I feel like this is an extremely relatable song, and it's why it's one of my favorites on the album, because like the obsession just takes over your mind and you can't do anything about it because the obsession is just in your head. Yeah. All right, moving on to You Plus Me Equals a Heart Forever. I'm getting warm. Sorry. Let me open my window because I'm getting heated up, and also my bangs are in my face, which isn't helping because I straighten my hair, and when I straighten my hair, my bangs pop out a lot easier. Ugh. Ugh. Okay, I'm gonna go open my window. Okay, back at it. So You Plus Me Equals a Heart Forever. This I feel like is like the love song of this album. Like she's the love song. Yeah, I don't have a lot to say about this one, TBH. Um this is the picture I chose to describe this because it starts with, I think that you're killer. It starts with that. And so that made me think of this is the skin of a killer, Bella. I really like the pre-chorus and the chorus, where it says, all of my girlfriends roll their eyes and tell me to take it slow this time, but I've got a feeling wounds are healing talking on the phone. I know everybody changes, but I hope that we don't. We carve our names into the car seat leather. You plus me equals a heart forever. This is such a feel-good song. I think this song would also make me more happy if I didn't have the rest of the album as a concept to bring me down. But I think this is just like a really sweet love song. The lyric where it says, I know everybody changes, but I hope that we don't. That's just like so sweet. I've seen so many people doing TikToks with their best friends to that. That's just, that's so sweet. This is just a sweet song. That being said, I don't really have much to say about it. Um, yeah, I think sweet and happy songs, while I still think that they can be good, I'm more of a sad song girly, so I think I have more to say when it's like sad, you know? You know? Alright. Now we gotta talk about My Way. It's Frank Sinatra's My Way. But that's not the one we're talking about. We're talking about Olivia Rodrigo's My Way. Here's my thing about this one. And I want to preface by saying, spoiler alert, this is a 5 out of 5 album for me. And so I think that this album is basically perfect. But I'm not a big fan of the song. Do you notice how I like started whispering that? Because I'm scared. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the song. I think, you know how earlier I was saying, like, I think everything really flows really nicely in this album? I think this is the one whoa. Exception. And also, here, this album is so emotionally mature, and this just feels like a low point in that emotional maturity, you know? Because, I mean, I don't really fully understand this song, and I could be getting the wrong, I could be reading into it wrong, but I feel like this song is about like jealousy and like another girl going for her man, and I just feel like that doesn't, it doesn't fit with the rest of the album because so much of the album is just focused on their relationship and how their relationship is affecting Olivia. Nobody else, not even her partner. It's literally just how Olivia is being affected by this relationship and by her feelings and emotions for her partner. And so this song just kind of sticks out because it's not really about her. I mean, I guess it is about her because it's about her jealousy, but it doesn't feel like she's reflecting upon her own jealousy. She's saying, "Get out of my way." Literally, that's what the chorus is. I still think that this song is catchy and fun because I love a good Olivia Rodrigo screamy song. But, but, I just think this is the low point of the album. Yeah. Uh, I do like the bridge is the most fun part, I will say. Where it goes, so where did you get that confidence from last time that I checked? I won. Let me be directless, just stop. You're being effing weird. Maybe I'm a petty beep, but you made me resort to this. That's it. I win. That's it. I win. I need to stop singing and I just need to say it. um, yeah. Yeah. I like the bridge and it's fun. It just this, and you guys can tell me if you think differently about this song, but I just feel like it sticks out like a sore thumb on the album, and that there are other better songs on the album. Yeah. Bro, now that I opened that window, it feels so much more cooler in here. I also have a lot of lights pointed at me at the moment. I genuinely cannot see, but yeah. All right. Now, so the first, how many songs was that? Forgot Drop Dead, Stupid Song, Honeybee, Maggots for Brains, You Plus Me, My Way. Oh yeah, it's 6 songs. So the first 6 songs of this album, oh my gosh, I'm just realizing how much of a genius she is. Sorry. I'm getting attacked by her geniusness at the moment. What was I saying? um the first 6 songs are the Girl So in Love part of the album. I have the signed vinyl, so it says on it, the A side says, like, on the little picture in the middle, it says, um, Girl So in Love. And so then the second half, the last 6 songs, those are the You Seem Pretty Sad. And Purple acts as our transition. And I wish there was a better transition between Purple and My Way, because I think the transition between Purple and The Cure is really, really good. But I just, I think it's just sonically, it's not the best transition, and also thematically. But yeah, that's all I could really have to say. Purple, I kind of can sometimes forget about this one on the album. Um, it's about like codependency and like it's very much like because the first part of this album is just like that happy, obsessed side of the relationship, and the second half is about like how sort of Olivia is being torn apart by this relationship. And so I really like Purple because it's the first sort of crack in the pavement. And Cure, we'll get into it, is very much about like how like she is starting to feel something wrong. And Purple, I think, sets up really well that there is going to be things wrong. Um, I hope I picked the right lyrics to help exercise this point. Yes. Specifically, what sticks out to me in the chorus is the line, "And I melt with you, you're red and my blue. Now I see the world in purple, purple." So it's very much like this is about sort of like the two becoming one, sort of like that idea of like marriage and stuff like that, and the two becoming one, and like how that's kind of how they're seeing it, but it's actually just codependency. I think about that that line from The Summer I Turned Pretty where it's like that's not what does she say? What does she say in that? She goes,
Like,
that's
that's
not
not love,
love,
that's
that's
codependency.
codependency. And um that's yeah, that always sticks with me when talking about codependency, is how Taylor clocked it on Jeremiah and Belly. um but yeah, this one is not one of my favorite songs, I will have to admit, but I still really like it. Because again, this is a great, 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 great album. All right, we're officially on to the blue side of the album. The You Seem Pretty Sad. And we come to The Cure. These guys, but not actually these guys. That's The Cure, the band. Um, this song I think is the best on the album. It's not my favorite on the album. Close, it's up there, but I think the song is the best song on this album. And so I'm really glad that Olivia chose this song to be one of her singles, because it's just really good, and that makes me hopeful that it could win, that this song could win Grammy. Cause I just think this song is so good, so good. So this is I this song, when I first listened to it, it's just such a relatable song, even if you're not in a relationship. This idea of searching for meaning in a world where you just like in a broken world is so profound, and those feelings being translated in the way she does is just, it's gut wrenching. And I think she does such an amazing job. Like she doesn't blame her partner. She realizes that the codependency that is sort of like brought up in Purple, she's realizing that he her being with someone is not the fix to her problems. It doesn't fix her struggles and stuff like that. I think that's also why I don't like My Way, is because it focuses, it's like something that she jealousy is something that she's struggling with, and it's not, the song isn't really about her overcoming that jealousy. It's more so like her defeating the other prospects, you know? And so I think that's why I dislike My Way. Um where else was I going with this? Yeah. I think The Cure is super super good. And it has that thing. Let me look it up actually. Mm-mm-mm. Word for oh word for when a song does the thing the lyrics say. Oh, Reddit. Prosody is a composer sets. No, I don't think that's right. Oh, I'm sitting on the ground. I don't know if you can see me. You probably can. You can just see what I'm looking up. Okay, we're looking. Word painting. That's not right though. Parasody. Mm-hmm. In music, parasody is the way the composer sets the text of a vocal composition and an assignment of syllables to notes in the melody to which the song is sung, or to set the music with regard in the ambience of the lyrics. However, the relationship between syllables and melodic notes is just one dimension of musical parasody. According to Pattison, Pat Pattison, who the hell's named their kid that? Parasody is the appropriate relationship between elements, whatever they may be. In this, the sense of every element in the song should create parasody, because parasody is support for what is being said. In the sense, even the number of lines in the verse or the verse or scheme can be used to create or enhance parasody. Okay, so that was a lot of words. Where I feel like it's found in this, take this off my shirt so I can hold it. Let me stand up. Where I feel like this is found in this song is where she starts talking about unraveling. That part where she's like, I'm unraveled. And her voices sort of start overlapping, and you have this, the music creates this image within you of unraveling. That's what I'm trying to say. And I think she always does such a good job of that. And I think, like, in a very literal sense, but it just it does so much for this song. It does so much. My favorite part is the chorus. Um, whereas well, okay, we'll start with verse 2, especially the part where it says, "Thought I found the antidote with you." Thinking that you can fix all your problems by being with somebody. That's not how that works. And then it the way she describes just feeling empty still, even though she thought her relationship was supposed to cure her. it's I can't describe it in any other way than it's relatable. I know I've said that a lot, but this is just so true. This idea of your head being full of poison, your heart being full of doubt, like your head is has these poisonous thoughts that like aren't helping you, and your heart just like doesn't believe that you are worthy of love like that. Oh, she literally legitimately cooked on the lyrics for this song. That's why I think this song is the best song of all the songs on this album. And I always hesitate to say that about singles, because usually singles are the songs that like get annoying over time. But The Cure, I don't know if this song will ever become annoying, because it is a amazing song. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Amaze, amaze, amaze. All right, now we're to Begged. Begged is the song that sort of like starts to talk about like the more it's the start of like talking about the like very practical, is that the word I'm looking for, um problems with the relationship, not the like the more like problems between the two of them, instead of being something that like Olivia is just feeling in her head. This is like a song about like what she is sort of like experiencing. This is Olivia when asking for intimacy from her partner. Anyways, Begged. I heard this one. If you're on the internet, you heard this one for the first time from SNL, and it was at that moment that I realized this album was going to rip me in half, because yeah, this song also makes me think of Twilight. We're back at it again. Twilight and La La Land, the idea of like begging. Like you see Bella beg Edward to make her a vampire so that they can be together forever. You see, I don't know if they like they don't physically beg in La La Land, but you can see the two of them like wanting so badly to be able to get back together. So yeah. Yeah. My favorite part is the chorus where it says, "I'm so patient, you're learning. Pretend it's not hurting. Oh, oh. They say it's a virtue to not let good love slip away. Way. So cool and forgiving. I'll take what you're giving. Oh, oh. But nothing's quite enough when I know that I begged. Yeah, to get it, I begged." As I said, you have like her like desperately trying to keep this relationship together. Like she's trying to keep herself together, she's trying to keep the relationship together, because she thinks like, if I don't keep this relationship together, I cannot keep myself together. And this idea of like her, like I feel like, I shouldn't say we've all done that, because some people aren't like this, but like when you let things go, because when you're in a relationship with someone, like the friendship, sibling dynamic, romantic relationship, and you let things slide and you forgive them and you don't overreact about things that maybe you would in any other context, because you love this person so much and you don't want that to cause a rift. That is definitely something I've done. But like, even then, when like you get your way, almost, it doesn't feel satisfying. Or I should say, like, when you do that, when you like let things go, even though they really bother you and you don't communicate about that stuff, it just, the relationship just doesn't feel good, you know? Like, you don't feel good about the decisions. And I think that's what this song is about. Is like, you just don't, she's not feeling good with the relationship, because like she is trying so desperately to hang on, and her partner isn't. Um, you know, I think I really appreciate that she doesn't really blame Lily, in this album. Yeah. All right, y'all. I had to close the window because then I got too cold. I'm just uncomfortable, I guess. I low-key also want to get out of this outfit, but it was too cute to like not wear for the video, Same with the hair. I want the bangs out of my face because they've been in my face all day, including when I went to the gym. But yeah, let's move on to my favorite song on the album. What's Wrong with Me? I think this is my favorite. I think a quarter of the reason why this is my favorite is because I made a TikTok to the chorus of this song before the album came out. And yeah, it's my most viewed TikTok at the moment. Go check it out at Isidora007. I think that is what it is. I'll tell you at the end of the video. But sorry, I'm getting tired. I need to power through. But I love the messaging behind the song and the idea of it. And I love the fact that Robert Smith is on this. Oh, here's the heart for my love for this song. That's what this represents. Yeah, this is such a moody photo that I found. What's wrong with me? I think that this was like made in Photoshop. I don't think that's actually graffiti somewhere. That's what it looks like at least. Yeah, I love this song. Let's pull up the chorus right away. This this top part is very, very relatable. Went to the doctor. She said I was fine, but every movie that I see makes me cry. That's the TikTok sound that I posted too. Okay, why does that stick out to me? You're probably wondering. I just like it's so relatable. So like your life can be so put together. You could have a bajillion great things. You could have a great job, you can have a great space that you're living in, great friends, a great relationship. Things can be great, but you have this overwhelming sense of dread that like something is bad's going to happen and everything's going to fall apart. And that sense of dread causes to come out in ways that like aren't normal, like crying at every movie. Not to say that I think that crying at movies is not normal, because the movies I have cried at have been warranted cries. Okay, if you've seen Project Hail Mary, you know that it was warranted to cry over that rock. Okay, but even the like the next line, I should say, sorry, I don't know why I said time, where it says, it's like somebody put a weight on my chest. I should talk to a friend, but I can't get out of bed. Like, Home Slice, Olivia, when she was writing this album, was like on tour around the world. What the heck? Why did it turn off? Hold, please. Okay, so I don't remember where exactly my train of thought was headed. I had to let the old projector cool down for a little bit. So let's just move on. Yeah, of course, it would break down during my favorite song, so I lose my favorite thought. Oh gosh, not this song. Not this song. This one's so sad. So sad. That we had to get math involved. This is the less than symbol, apparently. I always would forget which was which. But this is the less than symbol. I looked it up, and Google never lies. Except if it's Gemini telling you what to do. Never trust Gemini. Bless. Can a song? There is no other song that can describe La La Land better than this. I listened to this album for the first time when I was on vacay driving from Tennessee to South Carolina. And when I heard this song for the first time, all I could think about was La La Land. Ugh. I think low key this video is an ode to talking about how music can connect with other art. And I think that's just a beautiful thing. And I think if an album can make you think about other pieces of art that you love so dearly, I think that is amazing. And really shows how beautiful an album can be. I don't think I've ever fell in love with an album quite like I have this one. You know? Yeah. Less is a heartbreaking song about like wishing that someone loved, like it's a breakup song. Yeah, it's a breakup song, and it its titular chorus says, "If loving me means letting go and wishing me the best, then I guess I wish you loved me less." That's so sad. This like idea of like not really caring about the love aspect of it, which is so sad and just shows how broken this relationship was. Not caring about the love aspect and being more focused on like being with this person. What is it that Taylor says? That's not love, that's codependency. Yeah, and so I just, where's my train of thought headed? The projector thing really threw me off my groove, guys. I was like really in it, and now here I am, not in it anymore. Um, oh, I almost it's just like it shows the brokenness, and you know, I think a lot of La La Land haters. I'm about to call some family members out that watch my videos and are my biggest fans. But I think a lot of La La Land haters don't understand why they didn't get together in the end of that movie. But let me tell you, that is not the beauty of La La Land. No, 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 no. The beauty of La La Land is the fact that they sacrificed their relationship because they loved each other so much that they wanted them to succeed. Ugh, it's just, that's so good. It could make me cry just thinking about it. I think that's why this is also one of my favorites. I would say my favorites on the album are What's Wrong with Me, Less, The Cure, and Maggots for Brains. Those are definitely my faves. Yeah. What a good song. What a good song. Makes me think of my faves. I keep realizing that I am ending every single segment of this with, oh my gosh, what a good song. Think of something more creative, Izzy. Say something different. Moving on to expectations. This is a fun one. And as opposed to like feeling out of place between two sad songs, like the way that My Way does, or I should say two slower songs, this one is really good. This is like the post breakup, like high. Like you're trying to convince yourself you're together. What is the picture? Oh, this is a guy with a fake job. Yeah. It's like this song is just like trying to convince yourself like I can and will get any man, so I need to heighten my expectations. I need to get myself a good man. You know, that like I've never experienced a breakup, but I would imagine from what Olivia is singing, that is what it's like. Um My favorite part of the song is the chorus. Specifically the part that goes, I won't settle for a guy with a fake job. He seems so desperate for loving, but baby, I'm not. Gave my heart with zero stipulations. Now I take careful consideration. I'm not kissing any boy that is passive. Their indecision is painfully unattractive. Past mistakes are just new information. These days I've got expectations. And honestly, this one is like a fun, sort of silly song, but also it makes me happy for her because like she she's pointing out good points. Like she's Olivia Rodrigo. You ever seen Olivia Rodrigo? She is drop dead. Hey, see what I did there? She is drop dead gorgeous. So like the fact that she is letting these loser boys walk all over her is honestly unacceptable. And as a society, we need to not let that happen. Um, yeah, I think the fake job is so funny. And also, as a girl who has never had a boyfriend, and my best friend is always like, Izzy, you could easily get a guy. I don't want any guy. Why would you want any guy? Like, Olivia Rodrigo be pointing out the good things. I don't want a guy with a fake job. Like, I want someone who's put together. Like, he's probably desperate for loving. Like, he's probably scrounging around for a girl where I could have anyone. Like, and we should not be giving our hearts, no, with zero stipulations. We take care of our hearts and we give them out to people who deserve them, which are few and far between, you know? Also, this line about indecision is painfully unattractive, that's way to clock it. Like, clock the like situationship aspect of our reality at the moment. Situationships are so dumb. And I say that as someone who's not really ever been in a situationship. But I think the whole situationship culture is stupid because, like, just be honest about how you feel. Okay? All I have to say about that. Let's move on to the last song. All right, on to Cigarette Soak, the final song of the album. Now. This song, here's some cigarette smoke to help you visualize this song. This song has been very hard for me to like sort of soak in. Like, I think when I was listening to when the new Noah Khan album came out, The Great Divide, The Last of the Bugs, that album took me so long to digest because I was really like reminating. What is the word I'm looking for? Remulating? I don't think that's right. Moving on. I was really like sitting with the songs and digesting them. And I think for a lot of this album, whereas with Noah Khan, I don't relate to it as much. There's still definitely some relatable parts to Noah Khan's album, but I think there's a lot of relatability to Olivia's album. And Cigarette Smoke is one I didn't really relate to all that much because it's very much about the breakup and like that person still lingering with you even after it's over. Um yeah, and also I feel like slower songs just in general take a little bit to sit with you because the rhythm isn't as catchy, if that makes sense. Like there's not the instant gratification of a catchy rhythm to sort of like lock down, does that make sense what I'm saying? Anyways, Cigarette Smoke, low-key not one of my favorites. I feel like every time I say not one of my favorites, I do have to say like that I love this album and I listen to all these songs and I love all these songs. But it feels a little basic. I have to whisper that because I don't want to get attacked by the cigarette smoke fans. Yeah, it just felt a little, it just feels a little basic. Like, I remember listening to it for the first time and being like, this sounds like a Phoebe Bridgers song, a Phoebe Bridgers and Taylor Swift song, you know, that's what I felt like. And so I think that's why also it's a song that hasn't really stuck with me like some of the other ones have, is because it feels a little basic. Um I do really enjoy the first verse where it says, "The cigarette smoke is a smell that I know. It clings to my clothes and seeps through into my bones. It's a real quiet house with the shower left on, 5 beers in the fridge. The second car's gone." She's okay, so I'm just realizing this now as I'm looking at the lyrics with my eyes, but 5 beers in the fridge. This album ends with this song, with that lyric. And it started with, "I know the bar closes at 11, but I hope you never finish that beer." If that's not genius, I don't know what is. Um, yeah, I think this idea of this person just like staying with you, like even after it's over, you know. The pre-chorus is also really sad because it's like, "I regret you and how long I stayed. I resent you for not being brave." Like, I think that's also like kind of like clocking how she felt earlier in the album, where she was like so obsessed with this person that she literally couldn't do anything. She said there were maggots in her brains. She was so obsessed with this person. And now she's saying, "I regret you for how long I stayed." And the idea that those two songs are on the same album, and it's not just like random songs thrown together, but it's cohesive and it makes sense. It just shows how truly masterful this is. You know, that's really all I have to say about cigarette smoke. Um, let's talk about the album in total. I've talked a lot about my feelings. I think I want to start from this place though to sort of wrap it up with, I saw a TikTok, and I should premise this before I get dragged. I am a huge Swiftie. I was at the Eras tour in 2023. I have listened to all of her songs. I know all of her songs. Love her music. I I love her. I love Taylor Swift to pieces, and there's so many of her songs that I just will forever love. But I saw this TikTok that was like, Olivia Rodrigo is the greatest threat to Taylor Swift's career because Olivia's music is reaching a level of maturity that, sorry, I'm burping, is reaching a level of maturity that Taylor Swift's has not. And I think this album truly shows that. The fact that she created this album around a relationship and tells us this story that is so, it makes sense. Like, you know what happened. You don't know what like happened like on a physical level, I guess, but you know what happened on an emotional level. We know because of the way she told the story. I just think that that's so amazing, and I also really like that Olivia doesn't really drag her partner, Louis Partridge, through this album. She doesn't really do that. Like, she does in What's Wrong With Me, she says, "You're what's wrong with me." But I think that was in a more, not specifically him, but more so like the relationship. Like, here's the thing. I think Olivia's are Taylor Swift's music. I don't mean to be comparing the two of them because I don't think that's fair. But also, it's my only favorite reference to show like how mature this album is. You know, Taylor Swift's music, it makes you like kind of hate the guy. Like, you kind of want to slash his tires. Like, when I listen to I Bet You Think About Me, I want to track down Jake Gyllenhaal. Like, and you know what? I appreciate her music for that. There's like emotional rawness in that, you know? However, I think there's also such like, there's such, like, you know the line, like, to be known, to be loved is to be seen. I feel like this album just sees me, you know, and it relates to pieces of media that I really love, like La La Land. And so I think that's why I love this album. It's just, bro, it's so good. We've talked about it. This isn't the beginning of the video. We've discussed what makes me love this album so much. I think this is definitely Olivia's best. I love Sour and Guts, but I think this has just like, I'm glad she took the time she did to create this album. And yeah, I know my best friend will always love Sour above everything else, but this has become one of my favorite albums. I recently got the app Grooves on my phone, which is like Letterbox but for vinyl. I shouldn't say vinyl, for albums. And let me pull up my Grooves review. I'll move to the other side. Um, it just I put it as one of my top songs, as one of my top albums when I was creating my account, because this is the only thing I've reviewed on the app so far. But yeah, so for you, seem pretty sad for a girl so in love. I rated it 5 stars because duh. And my review was criminal that this album made me think of La La Land and cry. Yeah. Yep, pretty accurate. Yeah. That's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed me talking about the album and basically saying 20,000 times over that I love this album. Yeah. I want to talk about some more albums. Definitely going to talk about the new Noah Khan album. Yeah. Let's pull up some stuff. This is my Grooves account. So if you have Grooves, it's a pretty small app. You should follow me because I currently have a whopping 0 followers. And I'm following 0 people, so fair enough. Isidora, follow me on Instagram at Isidora07. Like my posts, and then go to my TikTok at Isidora007. I just posted, like I said, a TikTok with my new with a song from the new album. So yeah, go check it out. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and you should go listen to the album 1,000 more times because yeah.